Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our co-host Ida Rodriguez joining us this morning. Good morning, Ida.
Good morning.
And let's get in some front page news. Of course, Teslin Figaro is here helping us out this morning. Now, Tess,
absolutely. Good morning.
Another mass shooting.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. Yet another, like you guys mentioned, yet another everyday headline, unfortunately. Yesterday, a 25-year-old bank employee opened fire at his workplace in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. Now, the shooter live streamed the attack that left 5 dead and 8 others injured. The gunman was identified as Connor Sturgeon, an employee at Old National Bank. Now, he left a chilling voicemail revealing his plans to kill everyone at the bank. He was killed by police after the shootout. And apparently, DJ Envy, he was under the assumption that he would be fired soon. And so as of now, they're believing that is the motivation. And the unfortunate thing is the gun violence archive shows that in 2023 alone, there have been at least 146 mass shootings. A mass shooting is defined as at least 4 people being shot at the same time, and that includes at least 15 since the start of April.
Once again, complicated issue, right? Because it's not just about the guns. Clearly, this dude is suffering from some type of mental health issues. Because
Right.
if you kill yourself, you kill people because you about to lose a job.
But they said he started as an intern. He
Come on,
worked his
man.
way up at the bank, and I guess he thought he was going to get fired or for whatever reason. And
Bro, that job ain't dying for you. So
No.
why are you willing to kill and die for that job? Like, that makes no sense. You get fired from a job, you go find another one. Like, come on.
And then remember this live stream thing, this need to go live.
man.
I thought that was an interesting part of it as well, that we're seeing far too much.
Yeah, there's some narcissism in this, though, And I think that, in reality, when we talk about mental illness, we have to talk about the fact that white men in this country are having temper tantrums all over the place. And this is an emotional temper tantrum to just say, I'm going to off everybody because I can't work here
That's right.
anymore. What
That's
a
crazy.
privilege. He probably thought he was going to walk away from this because they tend to.
That's right. That's part of it, right? That's part of it when you don't know how to process your emotions. That is part of, not being emotionally intelligent enough to process your feelings. Because that's all it is, right? You made a permanent decision based off a temporary feeling. I'm going to be fired, so I'm going to go kill everybody. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic, personally.
now, what else we got? I see a Republican called Trans People Mutants.
Yeah,
that
this
true?
is this is a crazy story. A Florida Republican lawmaker compared transgender people to mutants from the X-Men while debating yet another bill that would curtail LGBTQ rights. During a debate on Monday about House Bill 1421, which would ban gender-affirming care for minors and prohibit trans people from using the bathroom that aligns with their gender, Republican Representative Webster Barnaby went on a rant. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm looking at society today, and it's like I'm watching an X-Men movie with people that, when you watch the X-Men movies for Marvel Comics, it's like we have mutants living among us on planet Earth. And, some people don't like that, but that's a fact. We have people that live among us today on planet Earth that are happy to display themselves as if they were mutants from another planet. This is the planet Earth, where God created men, male, and women, female. There is so much darkness in our world today, so much evil in our world today, and so many people who are afraid to address the evil, the dysphoria, the dysfunction, and all of your demons and all of your imps who come and parade before us. That's right, I called you demons and imps who come and parade before us and pretend that you are part of this world. So I'm saying my righteous indignation is stirred. I am sick and tired of this.
Well, technically, if you are a trans woman, you could be considered an X-Man, okay? And if you follow comics like I do,
Stupid, yo.
and if you follow comics like, no, I'm saying, seriously though, if you follow comics like I do, most of the mutants are the good guys, so that's not the diss he thinks it is. But here's the thing, this is the problem. Even if you disagree with their lifestyle, I'm not with the demonization of any community, okay? Because when you start demonizing people, it leads to discrimination, it leads to them being harmed for simply being themselves. And it's just always strange when I see, black people, are just minorities, people, period, other marginalized communities, period, doing that to other people. Because That was a brother that was talking.
Yeah, he was a brother. You could tell.
He has an accent of someone who was previously in some form called an alien by someone who would say he sounds like he's foreign and an immigrant, right? And but the funny thing is that he sounds like he got a crush. that was too heated at the end. He was like, I am tired, my righteous indignation. He sounded like he had an erection.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Demons. I don't even know what an imp is. What is an imp?
That is also someone who is a derogatory term of someone who is who has a
deformity.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand how people from marginalized communities do that to other people. Like, I don't see how you can just demonize somebody for what they are.
Wow.
You know?
I mean, it just seems like it's fear mongering. But the other thing is, like, when we're gonna have a real conversation about this that is rooted in humanity, because like the trans community is a very small community. Why you ain't that angry about these white boys shooting up the spot?
Man, talk about it.
Use that anger for that.
Talk about it. Those are the demons. if going into a building and killing people just because you're about to be fired, if that don't make you a demon, what does?
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tez. We'll see you in about an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, call us up right now, whatever it may be. I mean, we could talk about some front page news stories, the mass shooting, calling trans people mutants, whatever you want to talk about. Maybe you had a great night or a horrible night, whatever it may be. Phone lines are wide open for you to vent. 800-585-1051. And Ida Rodriguez, our guest co-host, is here. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I need to find relief.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our co-host, Ida Rodriguez, here. And it's time for some front page news.
Got the hood whisperer, Teslin Figaro on.
That's right. Tez is back. Now, Tez, what's going on in Tennessee? Did they get reappointed? What's going on?
Yeah, good morning, everybody, Breakfast Club family. So we covered this story on yesterday, and many of you have certainly been watching it over the last few days, hearing about the Tennessee 3. And as we talked about, they're not the Tennessee 3, it's actually the Tennessee 2, and now there is 1. So again, covering this story on yesterday, I wanted to give you a quick update on Tennessee House Representative Justin Jones. Now, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson were expelled for breaking decorum rules on the House floor March 30th. And yesterday afternoon, Justin Jones was reappointed to his former seat in the 52nd District in Nashville by the Metro Council. Now, the Metro Council voted 36-0 to appoint Jones as the interim representative for the district. So in other words, they appointed him to replace him as an interim. Now, as far as what is going on with Justin Pearson, there is a meeting scheduled on Wednesday to see if he will be reinstated. So let's take a quick listen to what Justin Jones said yesterday on the Capitol steps.
And so I want to thank you all for being here today, particularly the young people who are the heartbeat of this movement. It was students walking out of classes and taking to this Capitol that led us into the well that day, calling for common sense gun laws. And the first thing I do when I walk into this building as a representative is to continue that call for common sense gun legislation.
Hey, I'm happy for Justin Jones, and I'm happy that he got reinstated. But if y'all going to call him a new generation of leaders, and, y'all going to say that they got new energy, they got to find a new song. I don't want to hear no young people singing We Shall Overcome. Boy, he pissed me off when I saw him singing We Shall Overcome with that white lady in that damn airport.
You stupid.
They could do Nuck If You Buck or something like
man.
that. Yeah.
God dang, come up with a new song.
Yeah, let's definitely stop the singing. But a couple of things I want to point out. They cannot be expelled for the same thing twice. So if they go back to the floor and decide again to protest with a bullhorn, which is, the excuse that they used on why they expelled them. Obviously, we know it's a bigger issue. It certainly has a lot to do with race, has a lot to do with the House Republicans not being able to really, deal with the change. But the excuses they gave was the bullhorn. So he will be going back to his seat. And another thing that's really important is he will still have to run again to hold this seat. That's what I want people to not forget. He has to run in a special election. And then he still has to run in a general election in order to really be put back in that seat. So those who, are following this story, don't just forget about it this week. Look at it long term and see how important it is, to stay on top of local and state politics.
And vote. Also, a big shout out to Tamika Mallory, who was present, who went down there and showed up to make sure that justice was served. But that's important to remember. Why it's a lot of people who talk about anti-voting stuff. It's you talk about it on a national level, but when it comes to these regional situations, this is why you vote, because that man is fighting for his community, and we have to fight for them, and that's why we need to make sure that we are finding out who the sheriff, the superintendent, people who are appropriating the funds in our community. That is why it is important for us to show up and vote, and that's why I push against the people who say it is pointless to vote, because we need him back.
That's right.
That's right.
And if he running again, he gonna need that money, right, Taz?
You better believe you're going to need it because, again, more people will be coming out to run against him. So even though they're talking about the Tennessee 3, all 3 of those who were put up to expel, we know they only expelled 2. Collectively, there is about 200,000 people that all 3 of them represent. But I want to be honest with you. When you look at the numbers on people that are actually voting in, these gentlemen were voted in less than 2,000 people. Wow. So when you talk about only 2,000 people going to the polls, now you can pretty much look at that probably being triple because of this national conversation. So who's going to run against these men? That means what we call get out the vote. More people are going to, probably oppose Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. You can expect that. So they'll need money to run. They'll need to be able to activate those voters. And so Jones and Pearson, just to be very honest with you, because I don't know any other way to give it to you, they're going to have to make sure, that they take care of their district, because although this is a national conversation, and although there's national attention on it now, the district that these 2 men represent, they're going to have to make sure they stay engaged with them, because remember, they've only been in office a few months. So there's a lot, that still needs to happen to make sure that they get their voters out again for the special election, which will happen in less than a couple of months.
Well, Justin Pearson was in New York yesterday. So he pulled up to the Black Mothership, the Breakfast Club.
That's right.
To use our bully pulpit. So we spoke to him yesterday.
Yeah, we're going to get into that next. So
that's right.
Thank you, Tez. Well, Tez is actually staying with us. Justin Pearson.
Yeah, Tez was here for the Justin interview.
That's right. He's a member of the Tennessee House of Representatives representing the 86th District in Memphis. We're going to talk to him when we come back.
Not no more. At least not right now.
Well, we're going to talk to him when we come back.
He's one of the Tennessee 3. Yeah.
That's right. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.